Hi, my name is Marsha, and I'm a new business mindset and procrastination coach. And I'm here to help you stop procrastinating on building your business and start showing up online. So today I'm going to talk about the 10 things that doesn't help procrastination, all the tips and tricks that we've tried for productivity, time management, task management, all of these things I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to talk about why they aren't working. First, we have to remember that procrastination is the dream killer that is stopping young female aspiring entrepreneurs to start building their business. If you're tired of putting your dreams on hold and want to break free from procrastination, then this video is a must watch. Okay, so here are the top 10 tips that don't work to stop procrastinating. Number 6 has been really trendy right now, so watch till the end to see what number 6 is, and at the end of the video I also have a bonus for you, so you will have 11 tips that hasn't worked in the past and why they aren't working. So let's get into it. The first one is setting deadlines and creating a schedule. Even though we try to create a schedule and we set deadlines for ourselves, it usually doesn't work when we don't have accountability, and we usually deviate from that schedule. So we schedule in a time in our calendar, and then when that time comes up, we find 1,000 reasons to not do that thing right now, and we decide to do something else instead. And that is rooted in the fear of starting the business, in the fear of failure, in the fear of success. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in the next videos also. So make sure to click the subscribe button so you can get all the information you need to start your journey to stop procrastinating. When we schedule the time and we don't respect that time, then it creates further delays on building our business, and we just continue to put it on the back burner and we never get to it. Okay, so that's setting deadlines and creating a schedule. The second one is breaking tasks into smaller steps. I know that starting a business can be very overwhelming. Having a business, building a business, anything that has to do with a business, even life itself can be overwhelming. So breaking tasks into smaller steps is something that should work, right? Because we have that big thing, that big dream that we have in front of us. We see the big picture and we're trying to break it down into smaller steps to start taking action towards those things. But sometimes it does not work. And when we do that, when we break the steps into smaller actionable steps, and when we do that, when we decide to break bigger task into smaller steps, we can get caught up in the over planning of the steps instead of taking action. So that's how breaking tasks into smaller steps might not work for us. The third one is using productivity techniques like the Pomodoro technique, which I think is working for stretches of 25 minutes and having 5-minute breaks between the 25 minutes. And when you've done 4 periods of 25 minutes, then you can get a bigger break from 15 to 30 minutes. So it can help with productivity, but it might not work for us because we're not consistently implementing it. And when we're not implementing it, then it's hard for us to get back into it and start using those methods. So having the productivity techniques don't necessarily work for you when you can't consistently block out the time and actually work on the times that you decided for yourself. Finding an accountability partner. It's really hard when you're not paying someone to be there with you every step of the way, and being able to have that accountability with that person. It's really hard to find a really good accountability partner, because yes, at the beginning everybody's excited, everybody's gonna motivate everybody else, and then the time goes on and then there's less motivation from one party, and then because of that that it might influence the motivation of the other party, of the two accountability partners, and then we stop working on the things that we said we were going to do because we don't have that motivation that's coming from somebody outside of us. Number 5, reward systems and gratification. Even though it is a great way to start motivating yourself, it's really easy to get attached to the reward instead of falling in love with the process. So when you're always relying on the reward, then you're always gonna want to have bigger rewards. When you want more rewards and you're just looking for rewards, then that motivation isn't coming from yourself. And when you get there, you notice that the motivation that you're feeling is attached to the rewards. It's not a motivation that's inside of you, that's coming from inside of you. And when you don't have that motivation that you've built with discipline, that motivation is not real motivation, and it's not going to help you. It's going to hinder you, and it's going to hinder the progress of building your business. So you have to learn how to build that discipline, and that's exactly what I do with my clients. I teach them different techniques that work for them, and we put them all together, including mindset techniques, so you can start doing what works for you, and you can start building that motivation with that discipline inside of you, that intrinsic motivation, so you can start working on your business without procrastinating on it. So you can start being productive and consistent, okay? Number 6 is the one that I have been guilty of sharing in the past, but in my defense, I always pair anything that I have to say with taking action. So visualization and goal setting, it's really easy to stay in that lane, right? You see yourself feeling successful, you see yourself showing up, you see yourself being productive, you see yourself building that website, you see yourself doing all those things, but if you don't do any of it, then it's just going to be staying in your mind. On another note, I really believe that when you're visualizing, you're reprogramming your subconscious mindset, you are also creating new neurons and pathways between your neurons, and those are going to make you want to take action. But you can't just think that you're going to see something and you're going to get it right away. You have to be able to take action and remember to take action when you are doing all those manifestation techniques to bring your imagination to reality. So number 7 is self-reflection and identifying triggers. And I am also a big fan of this. Some of those didn't work for me. Some of those worked for me. And the important thing is to find out what works for you so you can put them all together and start working on your business. So it's being able to find what works for you and do those things instead of just following whatever they're saying online and trying those things and being frustrated because those don't work, okay? So self-reflection and identifying triggers is a really great one for me. It's hard. I'm not gonna say something different. It's really hard to find what your triggers are, find out what you're scared of, why you're scared of those things, and how you can overcome those fears. All of those things are really hard to do. But it is helpful in gaining self-awareness. And you have to remember that when you have more self-awareness for your mindset, for the way you talk to yourself, for the actions that you take, for the habits that you have, for all those repeating patterns that you are repeating in your life, all of those things have triggers and all of those things stem from somewhere, and being able to understand those things is going to bring more self-awareness so you can try to change those things after. But just having self-awareness is not going to do anything to help you build your business or to help you stop procrastinating. It's going to help you understand why you're procrastinating. It's going to help you understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, or you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, but it's gonna stop there. And it's a real job being able to listening on your mind all the time, identifying your triggers and deciding to do things differently is really hard work. So if you want to start getting into those, because I have exercises also that I help my clients find out what their triggers are and what their repeating patterns are, and to understand how to overcome those. But it is real work, okay? So you have to be able to commit to the process. But it could not be for you, and we could find another way for you to stop procrastinating on your business, to understand why you're doing it and to stop doing it. Number 8, using sheer willpower. Telling ourselves that we are going to do it, that we are now motivated to do it, is really hard, especially when we haven't built that discipline. I think that discipline is the foundation of anything when you're trying to evolve as a human being and evolve as a business owner and even becoming one. Using sheer willpower can be hard when you haven't built that discipline, that motivation, not based on anything outside of you. So it might not work for you. And using sheer willpower was not working for me either in the past, because I hadn't built that motivation and that discipline. And sometimes people think that building motivation is a step-by-step process that you follow, and then you'll be disciplined, and then that discipline is going to feed in your motivation. No, you have to find out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Try things and fail. Let yourself fail. Try things and fail, and until you find the right combination for you, so you can build that motivation. You don't have to rely on anybody else or anything else to have it. Okay, number 9 is my favorite excuse of all time, is waiting for the right moment. So waiting for tomorrow morning, waiting for Monday, waiting for the new year, waiting for the next week, waiting for when I'm ready to start a business, waiting for when I learn that thing I need to learn to start my business. Whatever the excuse may be, waiting for the right moment is just going to keep you stuck waiting and continue procrastinating by not doing anything. And number 10, guilt and self-criticism. I know that there is a cycle of not doing anything, feeling guilty about it, trying to do something, feeling discouraged by it, and then going back to not doing anything. And then we keep ourselves in that cycle of just being mean with ourselves, being guilty, feeling guilty, and not doing anything about it because we just feel guilty and we can't, it's like we are paralyzed in the feeling and it's not helping us take action. The bonus tip that doesn't work is trying to multitask. Building a business, especially at the beginning, you're thinking about your social media accounts, your website, how people are going to be able to pay, connecting that to your business account, register your business. So you are overwhelmed by all the things that you're trying to do to start building your business. And instead of prioritizing tasks and doing what's most important first and then going from there, we try to do a little bit of that thing and a little bit of this thing. And today I'm going to work on my website. Oh, I have to check out my social media. How am I going to link that all to my YouTube? So all of these things, when you're trying to multitask, you don't necessarily finish anything that you've started, and it's not helping you stop procrastinating on your business. It's just making you feel like you're doing something when you're not actually accomplishing one task. You're trying to do multiple at the same time and it's not working for you. So it's important to remember that those different tasks can work for different people. The most important is finding the right combination that works for you so you can stop procrastinating on your business. So here are the 10 things that don't work when you are trying to stop procrastinating and why they're not working. So if you want to know how I overcame all the reasons why I was procrastinating and how I overcame choosing those 6 techniques that weren't working for me, then stick around, click the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you can be alerted of the next video where I tell you how I overcome those things and how I helped clients overcome those things also, so that we could stop procrastinating on building our business and actually building it. If you are ready to stop procrastinating, find out what the mental challenges that are keeping you in the repeating cycle of procrastination, click the link below, answer some questions that are going to help me understand where you're coming from, what you're trying to build, and what's actually stopping you. And we can start a conversation to see if we're a good fit to work together so you can stop procrastinating, start being productive, creating those social media accounts, creating a website, creating a business plan, and creating a social media content marketing plan for 90 days that's going to help you stay productive in my program, because it's a 3-month program where I keep you accountable. I am the ultimate accountability partner. No BS around here. I'm going to give it to you straight, but also gently, because I feel like that's really important to learn how to be gentle with ourselves when we are embarking on a journey of building a business. So if you're ready for that, click the link below in the description box, and I'll see you next time.